everybody, it's Margie here. Today I'm going to have a session on fascia. Now what is fascia? Many of you who've attended my classes or been following this videos are familiar with how much I talk about fascia and how important it is for our movement and our day-to-day activities. So basically fascia is a coating like a spider web or just like a thin layer of tissue that covers all our body from head to toe. It keeps all of our joints, our bones, our ligaments, it keeps it all connected. And because it does that, it allows us to move in a way that is more pliable, it's easier to move, reduces stress on the joints, and it also can reduce some pain when we can't explain what the pain may be related to. So today we're going to talk about 3 areas that we'll focus on in our fascia. And as I said, these will be just an introduction to what we offer in our yoga classes when we talk about fascia. So again, just remembering that fascia is kind of like a connective tissue, and a connective tissue connects our bones and our ligaments together, and the fascia covers all of that. So when we have a hydrated fascia, it allows us to move in a smoother, easier way. So we'll begin with just a couple of points. I just want you to make sure that you feel okay for these movements. If you have any spinal injuries or anything that's limiting your movement, please honor that. Just the 3 fascia areas that I'll focus on today will be the thoracic lumbar, which is right around the back. So number 1 is like a diamond-shaped muscle that comes along the side bodies and comes down, and it's sort of a diamond shape. And the second one is our IT band. So this is the one that connects from our knee to our hip. And if you've ever had IT issues, you'll realize, excuse me, how important it is to keep that supple and flexible and moving so that you don't get injuries like bursitis or stiffness or just general discomfort in the hip area. And the third one is our plantar fascia. And the plantar fascia, for those of you who are familiar with it, and I know many of you are, so that relates to the foot, the arch of the foot, and the connection of these fascia movements. So all of it is connected. So we'll start to begin by moving just generally within our body. And as we go, I'll just enforce the importance of the connection from one part of our body to the other. Okay, let's get started. And you may need a ball. So it doesn't have to be like these therapy balls. I do have these therapy balls here. But if you have a tennis ball, probably something that's a little bit forgiving and you don't have too much hardness around the ball. So it doesn't really matter what it is. You know, if you have a tennis ball, or maybe your pet has a ball that he or she will allow you to use for this session. And then if you have a strap, we can use that as well. If you don't have a strap, it's okay. You can just grab a scarf or a belt or something that has length. That's all we're using that for. Blocks are good because we'll be doing some awareness of how strengthening can also help with the movements of the fascia. So let's begin. Take a few moments just to settle in. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Sitting up nice and tall in your spine, just checking where your posture feels most comfortable. Notice if you're rounding in the spine and you're collapsing in the vertebrae, the lower lumbar area. See if you can straighten up tall in your spine as much as you can. And if you need the support of the chair, go ahead and place a pillow at the back of your chair or just move back so that the back of your chair is supporting you. So let's begin just rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. This kind of movement. So this in itself, it's an important way to get those shoulders and upper arms moving. And then let's settle in for a moment and find a breath and center. So as with all our yoga practices, we bring our awareness to the breath as a very crucial part of our practice. It allows us to focus on mindful movement. So you're watching what you're doing as you're breathing, and it guides you. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, nice full breath. Exhaling out through the nose. And if you find it difficult to use a different type of breathing, it's okay, because we're going to breathe anyway, so just let your breath be natural. Maybe start to notice as your shoulders start to relax, your face is relaxing, your jaw is relaxing. Let's take a couple of more breaths here. Take as much time as you need. And then flutter your eyes open, and let's begin to create a little bit of movement here. Maybe we would take the arms out from the shoulders and then release them back down. Just a couple of gentle movements, stretching out. A little bit of space limited here, so I'll do the best I can to keep your visual clear. And one more. Roll the shoulders now towards the front, up, back, and down. Let the shoulder blades relax. So just 2 more like that. Lift them up, back, and down. And one more, lift them up, back, and down. So that creates movement in that joint and shoulder movements. And then let's go forward, back, and down, up, forward, back, and down, up, forward, back, and down. And one more. And down. Good. Relax the hands, give them a shake out. So we'll begin now with our pre and post check. So it's, I'm always amazed at what the fascia can do in a very short time, in a very simple exercise. So let's take a deep breath in, and we're going to do what we refer to in our class as the ear wiggle, or just kind of moving that connective tissue and fascia around the neck and ears. So we begin by looking, now if my mirror image, if I'm looking to your right, you may see a left. So just go with what works best for you. So let's gaze towards the right now, just kind of just gently looking towards the wall. And when your eyes meet a certain spot, or when your neck is at the range of motion without pushing it, stop and gaze, maybe pick that spot on the wall. And then come back to the center. And now we'll start to, on the same ear, we're going to take our thumb and index finger, or just a couple of fingers, and we're going to start to wiggle out the ear. So we're just gently pulling and tugging the fascia away from the neck area. So just kind of giving it a little squeeze. Just kind of hydrating this area, making sure that we have some movement there, that very, very important part of our neck and movement all the way down our body. So just kind of wiggle it around. And then release your hand, and we'll do a post check, and now we'll start to see if there's any change as we turn to the same side. So turning to the right, and notice where your edge or where your eyes stop. And notice if there's any difference in the distance that you can see. And come back to the center. I'm always amazed to see how much movement I have done in just that movement. So maybe it will be a surprise for you as well. So let's take to the other side now, looking to your left side. Take a deep breath in, and again gaze without moving your body. Just take the eyes back and allow the neck to come to its range of motion that feels okay without pushing it. Pick that spot on the wall or wherever it is your gaze stops, and then come back to center. We'll do the same thing with this side. Take your fingers and thumb and just gently massage. Don't be afraid to just kind of pull and tug it away from the other parts of the neck and ear region. So give it a good squeeze actually, and a nice massage really, because it's pretty much what you're doing is you're massaging that area and giving a little space and hydration to the area. So it doesn't take a very long time to do this. And then release your hand down and we'll do a pose check. So breathe in, and as you exhale, gaze now to your left and notice where your eyes stop and if there is any change in your range of motion of the neck. And then come back to the center. So that's an example of what the fascia does when we start to move it and stretch it and move it in all different directions. So let's take that now and roll the shoulders up, back and down, just kind of moving into the next area that I want to focus on. So from here, we're going to bring the arms out from the shoulders. Move my chair over so I can get a little space here. And so take a deep breath in. And as you reach the hands away from you, stretch them out as far as you can. Take a nice deep breath here. Long. You don't have to bend, just kind of reaching and releasing. And immediately you should feel your triceps engage and your biceps engage because they're activating as you're pushing against resistance. And then release it. And then one more, push it out. And then release it and drop the arms down. So roll the shoulders, give it a little break, release that. And turn your head, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale as you lift up and gaze. And then come back to neutral. And from here, we will take our movement to a foot slide. So sometimes people use a cloth or something to move their feet. You don't need to have it, but if you're, depending on what your floor is like at home, you may find it easier to slide it. So again, we're going to do the pre and the post test. So as you inhale, lift the chin up and just look until you can no longer look, and just gaze up without too much compression on the neck. And then pick that spot and then release that down. Come back and relax the neck, relax the shoulders, and we'll come to a slide. So take your right foot out and we're going to glide the foot out. So I'm going to use the cloth because it makes it easier for me. So glide the foot out, back so you can see, and then flex the ankle, roll the toes, bring them back to the center, drop the toes and spread them out. So glide out, lift and flex, bend the toes, bring it down, glide it back, and spread the toes as you drop them down. And let's do one more. Glide it out, flex it up, curl the toes, drop it down, glide it back, lift the toes, spread them out, and release it down. Good. I'll go to the other side. I'm going to try it without the cloth this time. So glide your foot out, flex the ankle, roll the toes, drop it down, bring it back, lift the toes, curl them, spread the toes, and release. And if the steps are a little bit different, it's okay, because the whole idea is just to move that fascia. So bring the foot out, flex the ankle, roll the toes, release the foot down, bring it back, and then spread the toes and drop the toes down. One more, glide or slide, flex the ankle, roll the toes, drop them down, bring it back, flex the toes, and release the toes and spread them out. Okay, let's check and see now if there's been any change in the range of motion of your neck. So as you inhale, take a deep breath in and lift the gaze upward and notice where you stop if it's beyond the original point. And that just means that you've created a space in your body from your toes all the way up to your neck. So this is where the whole neckline of your foot is, coming up from the heel all the way up the back and towards the neck. So that's that mesh that's covering that full area. Okay, so let's windshield wipe the heels, the legs. So take a nice wide stance in your chair. Windshield wiping the knees from side to side. And from here we'll do a couple of cat-cow, so getting at the low back. Roll your shoulders and start to just slide your hands by your hips. Open up your feet nice and wide. Sit up nice and tall. Gently pull the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, glide the hands back. Let the elbows come towards and open up through the chest. Exhale as you round through the spine and let your hands glide. And for those of you who have osteoporosis and need to be more cautious of your spinal movement, please honor that today. Inhale, the elbows come towards the back and glide and lift forward. Exhale and glide forward. So this is the chair version of cat-cow as we do in our vinyasa flow. And then glide forward. And then come up and place your hands on your thighs. Just let your hands rest there as much as you can comfortably do. And then open your feet just a little bit wider so that you feel comfortable enough in your hips. And so we'll take just a gentle hinge at the hips, leaning over. It's kind of like a half lift. And then inhale and lift up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale and lift up. One more inhale now. Exhale and fold and stay there. And from here we're going to cross over the opposite shoulder to the opposite arm, or opposite knee rather. So take your right shoulder, come across the body, and then come on up, and then across the other side. So again, just imagining that diamond shaped muscle on the back, the thoracolumbar area. You need to remember, it's just that it's a very important muscle, an area to keep strong and hydrated, reduce the back pain. And then coming across, and then reach the right arm across the elbow, or across the knee, sorry. And then open and close your fist. So moving the fascia again, so this pumping action allows us to hydrate that whole mesh along that area all the way up to and down the back. And then release that, come back to the center, and then over to the other side. And then reach the arm across here now, opening and closing the fist. So this action, again, hydrating the fascia along that area of the back, as well as the arms and shoulders. And come on back, and then roll all the way up to the top, and you may even find a little tingling in your back. So just kind of watch that. And from here, we're going to do some movement of the spine. Just kind of, sometimes we just refer to it as stirring the pot. So we're just going to make a big movement. So we're going to come across the right knee, the center, the left, and up through the center. So just make big circles as much as you can. And if you can you keep your seat on the chair? You don't need to come very far, just feel the low back, that area that often causes us a lot of discomfort. Just moving. Let's do 3 more in this direction. notice coming back to the breath. And then we'll change direction. So over the left knee, the center, the right knee, and back up to neutral. So there's no special way of doing it. It's just a way of getting your movements to whatever feels good for you in your body. Good. Let's do 2 more here. So these movements can be done any time of the day, no matter what you're doing. You can take the time, 10 minutes, whatever, in the morning to just kind of move through whatever you can think of, but just move so that your body feels like it's being hydrated. Walk or heel toe the feet in, coming into a hip distance apart. Check the alignment of your knees and ankles. And now we'll take the right knee up, hugging the knee in towards the chest. And just notice when you lean forward, if you feel a little bit more stretch in the whole spine. And if this doesn't feel right for you, then just leave that out. So this gets at the low back in a safe way. And then release that. And the other one comes up. Take a deep breath in. And then hold the knee up towards the chest. A gentle lean forward if you like. And then release that out. Good. Okay, windshield wiping the knees from side to side. I just gotta check my notes, make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing or leaving out for our session today. So yeah, we're gonna do another movement here. It's called climbing the rope. So bring your feet heel toe together. And again, getting at the side bodies, moving in any way that feels good for you. So stick the arms out in front, take a deep breath in. Exhale as you lift the arms up. If your shoulders are bothering you, place your fingertips on the shoulders, or just do the best that you can to open up the side body. Maybe drop your arms down and move from side to side. So otherwise, we'll start to reach up nice and long, let the shoulders drop down. And then we could start here in the center if you like, and we'll start climbing up as if we're climbing the ropes. So just kind of, and then as you start moving, you're moving the sides, side body is moving, side, and then maybe reach a bit longer, and up, and up, and up. Good. And then release and roll the shoulders up, back, and down. From here, we'll do another movement to come into a different direction. Excuse me. Take your right hand in front of you, drop that shoulder down, thumb is facing up. And then as you take your hand towards the back, follow with your eyes as much as you can. My wall is there, so I can't go any further. When you get back there, flex the wrist away from you. And then take your gaze, drop down towards the chest and over to the opposite side. So again, it's important for us to move in different directions, opposite direction, not things that we traditionally have trained our brain to do. So moving in multi-directional movements is a way to also create different patterns. Bring your head back, gaze towards that arm. Come on back to the center, cross it over your body, and place that hand on your shoulder. Drop your chin down, take a deep breath in. Exhale as you gaze now towards the opposite direction. So gazing towards my right side. So crossing over to the other direction on the left. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Release the head back to neutral, release the palm down to the lap, and just notice any neck movement or changes in the shoulders. So let's take the left hand out now, thumbs up, deep breath in. Feel free to stretch those fingers because these are also fascia movements. Anytime you stretch ligaments, that's a way to get movement. So opening up that shoulder and gazing at the hand as you bring it towards the back, opening the front of that left shoulder. Once you get back, you flex the ankle or excuse me, the rest. Deep breath in, and then tilt your chin down and gaze over towards your right side. You immediately will find a little bit more intensity in that shoulder, and if it feels too much, then drop your head back to neutral. Another deep breath in here, opening the fingers, pushing through the wrist, so engaging that bicep, your tricep, the lower wrist, forearm, fingers. A lot going on here. Deep breath in. Exhale and bring your chin back to neutral, and then take your left hand, cross it over and touch your right shoulder. Sitting up tall, tilt your chin down and then gaze towards the left side. Nice deep breath here. Exhale it out. And let's release the hand, release the head to neutral, drop the hand down, roll the shoulders up, back and down. And then let's give yourself a big hug, because once you start to open up through the shoulders, then you want to do a counter pose by giving it a little bit of release on the upper back. So as far as you can reach around, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be touching, but as much as you can, openly do it. So this is a variation of eagle arms, if you make reference to the vinyasa flow, and then we take them to different modifications. So for us, we're going to stay in the hug. This feels kind of nice. Take a deep breath in, exhale it out, and then open up and notice which arm was on top, if you can. And then cross over the opposite arm, and then hug there, and just kind of gently draw the shoulders kind of forward so that you're stretching that upper back. No intensity, just a natural gravity movement there. And then open up, release, and round the shoulders. Give them a nice little movement here. And let's take that back towards the shoulders back rather. So okay, then from here we're going to move now to our standing position. So we'll do some standing with some more movement. So again, that will get us into the sit to stand pose. So be careful if you have trouble with your knees and you find it challenging to get up out of your chair. So take whatever position you need. So we're just going to lean forward. We're just going to do just one move and stand, come to a stand. So hands can be on the chair, push up. Hands can be on the chest, push into your heels and make it all the way up to the top. And now I need to change my camera view. Okay. Hopefully you can see me okay. So we're going to come to our chair. I just have that there for us. I'm just going to put it aside for a moment. And from here we're going to do some movements. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is take your ball and we'll do our rolling myofascia release for the plantar fascia. So place your ball, whatever that is. You may have one of a different type of device or tool that you use, and that's fine too. And then roll, place the ball on the front of your toes and then roll it all the way towards the front and back. Just going to move back a little bit. So rolling it forward and back. First, before we do that, I'm going to do a pre-check. I sometimes forget this. So if you can do a forward fold without any difficulty, I invite you to join me. But if not, you can use your chair and use it to the level that you can come forward. So you can forward fold with your hands on the chair or on the seat of the chair. Excuse me, like this. And so you can just come to whatever feels okay, just as a pre-check. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the range of motion of the spine at this point. So either one of those options that I've offered you, or otherwise you can stand up nice and tall in mountain pose and take a deep breath in, your palms facing up for a moment. And then exhale, bring your palms to your side, and then slowly fall forward, just allowing the spine to naturally move without pushing it. And begin to notice where it is you touch. Maybe you don't touch the floor or your blocks. You can also use your blocks as a guide if that's better for you. And then we'll check then after to see if there's been any change. So just notice where your fingers are. Let your head be part of your spine, so let it be like a number 7 or wherever it is your body allows you to go to. And then slowly inhale up as you come and unwind. You may already feel a little bit of tension there in the back body, and then roll up. Okay. And now we're going to do our fascia, plantar fascia. So again, as we started out, just roll the ball from front to back. And then if you find any areas of tension in those areas, then hold it there. So you probably want to hold it no longer than 30 seconds, the whole thing. Because if you have an injury there, you also want to avoid that. You don't want to ever roll on on bone. So just be aware of how it feels. If it feels really discomfort, then maybe you should just back off a bit. So then we're gonna, once we roll to the back, the heel, we're gonna rest the ball. Okay. Rest the ball on the heel, and then we're gonna plant the toes on the floor, and then we're gonna roll from side to side. So you're kind of massaging that fascia, moving it in different directions, and you're just hydrating it while doing so. And then move the ball underneath your toes and let your heel rest on the floor. And then see if you can hold onto the ball with your toes as much as possible. Roll from side to side. And then roll it back to your arches. Now this is often the area that is troubling many people. So I want you to just kind of feel around there. Maybe roll it from side to side, or kind of in the inside of the arch or the outside of the arch. For me, I like to lean into the mid part, so the internal area, and then sort of lean on that. And if you find a knot there, don't be surprised. Our feet are in our shoes or boots all day long. And our feet are very important for our balance. They're important to keep us stable on our day-to-day movements. So you want to take the time to give some exercises to these areas. And then release that. And just take a moment to let that leg kind of reset, or the foot rather, and we'll come to the other side. So roll from heel to toe, or toe to heel, whatever your preferred direction is. 3 or 4 or 5 times. If you got enough time, you can do it as long as you wish, back and forth. It's just the holding you want. You don't want to do too long. And then place your heel on the ball and your toes on the floor. Move back here. And then roll it from side to side. And then roll it towards the toes, and the heel is on the floor. If I had another camera, I'd bring it close up for you. But you could probably do that yourself with your own screen, which is a little bit scary for me. I don't know what's around. And then roll your toes from side to side with the heel on the floor. So that kind of isolates that area underneath the toes. And then rolling it back to the center, maybe side to side. And then hold a spot that feels like you need a little more release there. A little more movement. And turn it around in circles. Any movement that is different is good for your body. So let that go. Let your ball to the side and just take a moment to rest that foot. And then take a deep breath as we start to check in our post exercise. So inhale, lift up. Exhale and softly bend the knees and just come to notice if there's any change in your length or your reach. Just kind of notice. And for me, I was touching here to begin, and then it allowed me to go a little deeper. So for everybody that's different, so that's why I want you to do it as individual, considering where your body was or where your spine was before. Roll up. And let's take a deep breath in. Shake it all out. And let's come to another couple of movements to help with our fascia. Just place your props aside for a moment. And just give me a minute and I'm going to check here for another couple of sessions. So yeah, this one is, okay. So this one is going to take us into side and twist. So side body and a twist. So it's just a simple little thing to remember. So you go north, south, east, and west. Twist, twist, and do your best. So if you can keep that little thing in your mind, maybe throughout the day, you'll even start to naturally move and allow your back and spine to feel a little bit more mobile. Okay, as we inhale, we'll reach up north. And as you exhale, south. Inhale back up. And we'll take it east. And then we'll take it west. Hands to heart. Twist. Twist. Do your best. All right, let's put that together just one more time for fun. So as we inhale, reach up. North. South. East. West. Twist. Twist. Do your best. Okay, so that's just a little fun thing to do, all right? So give yourself a little shake out with the feet. Yeah, okay. I know this was started out to be a short video, so if you want to shorten it, by all means you can. All right, so let's start to do that directional movement that we refer to. Typically in our day-to-day movements, we're usually moving linear. So we're moving this way or that way or sideway or to the other side. But we often don't move in different directions like angle or other ways that help our brain to create new patterns. So with that in mind, I'm going to offer you up, instead of a walking movement or reaching, bending movement like we previously did, we're going to do a teapot and a tray and lasso movement. All right, so let's come to place our right hand in front. So this is a teacup here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that hand as a figure 8. Just do the best you can. It just kind of allows the natural movement of your shoulder, unless you have shoulder injuries or limitations. So just pay attention to that. Excuse me. So take your hand up and you're reaching up, imagining you have a cup of tea, and then you're bringing it back down and around to the back and to the front. Okay, so take it up, take it out, and take it up, bring it back around and to the front. All right, let's do it on the other side. So your hand is reaching out. Imagine whatever you want in that hand. It could be tea, it could be anything. So inhale, you're taking it out, you're reaching it up, all the way, take it around, feel the shoulder as it moves through all these ranges, and then taking it to the back and to the front. Good, take it out again. So take it out and take it up, take it around your head, take it back down and to to the front. Good. Now we're going to do it in the opposite direction, which I find challenging enough. So now we're going to take the right hand and then take it in and take it back up and then around and to the front. Take it to the back, reach it up and come around the circle and down to the back. Okay, that's as much as I can do on this side. The other one, so take it in, take it back, reach it up and around and back to the center. Okay, in, around, up, and bring it down. Good. All right. Now let's take both hands out as if you have a tray in your hand and begin to just kind of notice the rotator cuff as you start to open up here. And then we'll move into a bit of a cat-cow. So inhale, reach up, and maybe you bring the fingers together and maybe you don't. And then exhale, bring your arms back, the elbows to the ribs, and take them towards the back. Okay, let's do that again. Bring them out, starting at the front, elbows connected to the ribs. Bring your arms out to open, feel the rotator cuff and the shoulders squeezing together. Inhale, lift up. Maybe your hands come together. Exhale, bring it back down, connecting to the ribs. Palms to the feet, facing towards the back, and then come around. Now let's do that 2 more times, adding a cat and a cow. So inhale as you reach up. Exhale, elbows connect, and then around to the back. Inhale, reach out and up. Don't have to connect with the fingers. Slight lift with a back bend. Exhale down, elbows together and towards the back. Good. Now bring your hands to heart. Good. Take a moment here. 1 more move and then we will take our time to the chair. All right, so first of all, I'm going to get you to stand in Tadasana or mountain pose or hip distance apart feet. So take your right foot out and on an angle and like a diagonal, which we're referring to for our multi-directional movement. So we're going to lean forward and then we're going to bring it back. And then we're going to lean forward and then bring it back. Bring that back in. We'll do the same on the other side. Left foot comes out on a diagonal. Keep the knee in line with the foot. Bend and back. Bend and back. Bring it back in. And now we're going to use our arms. We're going to add our arms and keep our feet still. So what I want you to do is take your right arm up and kind of make a circle around your head like a halo. And then pop it out. So bring it up, around, and pop it out. Good. Take the other side. Bring it around and out and pop. All right. 1 more time. Around, out, and pop. We're going to put those 2 moves together. So your right foot comes out on an angle. You're going to bend. You're going to take the same arm. You're going to bring it up, release the arm, and back. Front, back, and out. Front, around, lasso, and back. Good. And we'll take the other side. Left foot comes out. Bending the knee. Take the other arm up and out. Lean, lasso, and pop. Lean, lasso, and pop. And maybe we'll do both this time. So hands are on the hips. You're taking your right foot out. We're going to lean and pop. And then if you take both feet just kind of on an angle, your toes are out, you're going to lean and pop. Lean and pop. So getting the whole body moving in directions and opposites. So you're kind of swaying, lunging side to side. Good. And then walk your feet in. Give yourself a little shake here. come to our seat. Good. All right, so take a little break, drink a bit of water if you need to, and just plant your feet on your blocks. Just take a moment now to just kind of relax in the chair. So I'm just going to get a strap here for those of you who have one, or if you don't have a strap, then grab a scarf or a tie or a belt. So let's come into a hip movement now. You can bring your blocks aside. Let's stretch the right leg out, coming into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift up, hinging at the hips, and lean forward, flex the foot towards you. You don't need to bend forward, just stay up tall and feel it. And take a deep breath in now. And come back. You can cross your ankle, place it on the block outside if that feels better for your hip, or you can place it above your knee or cross your knees. All right, so I'm going to take it up to the knee here. So inhale as you lift up and bring your hands to the ribs, and then exhale and hinge forward. Inhale and open. Exhale and fold. So progressively moving in and out of poses is really important. It's not meant, our bodies are not meant to have perfect form, and really I'm not really sure if that is such a thing, because everybody's body is built differently. So moving in and out allows you to feel what's most comfortable for your body at that particular time. So hinging forward, take a deep breath in, exhale it out, and then uncross that leg. And let's take your strap now and bring it around the ball of your right toes. So let the strap be nice and full and long and sit up tall so that you're not slumping in your posture. Place your hand, take a hold of the strap in your right hand, and then gently open up out to the right side. Option to take the left arm out and gaze there. So another directional move, multi-directional move. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then cross that hand over, reach for the strap, and draw the foot in towards the center with the big toes turned in. Stay here or add the right arm out and gaze towards that side. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then release that. And then let's give yourself a little stomping there to get the circulation going in the hip, kind of neutralizing that area. So let's take the left foot out now and come into a hamstring curl or the back of your leg. Strap can be close by or later. And then slowly hinge forward, flexing the ankle up. And then begin to notice right away as you start to feel where that sensation is. If it feels like it's pulling in any way, it's a good thing to have sensation, but not a pulling or discomfort sensation. And then come on up. And again on this side, choose to cross at the ankle, cross at the knee, or bring it up above the joint, the knee. Inhale as you sit up tall, hug your elbows into your ribs. And as you inhale, gently lift the chest forward. Exhale and come towards receiving, or giving rather. Inhale to receive. Exhale to give. Release the palms and let them just rest on your shin, or hold on to your shin if it's too deep in the hip for you. Please do adjust if you have any hip issues. And then exhale it out. And then take your strap around the ball of the foot on your left. And extend the strap so that you feel more length here. And you can stabilize the joint. So as you inhale, take your strap in the left hand. Gently open up out here to the left. This might be your right on the screen, but You do you. So opening up only to a place where it feels okay, and then let that opposite arm come out, and maybe you gaze in that direction. And then exhale it out, and then cross your hand over, reach for the strap, gently bring it in to the center, roll the toes inward, and then extend that opposite arm out, or your left arm. Gaze in that direction or not. You can leave this out. Any part of it you can leave it out. It's just that multi-direction movement is good to do for pattern changing. And then release it and come down. So find your blocks, find your place of rest and restoration. So if you want to do meditation or shavasana, then please go ahead and do so if this is the time for you to do that. Otherwise, we'll close with just an honoring of each other. So I hope this has helped you become more aware of what's happening in your body when you move, or more importantly, when you don't move. So take care of yourself, have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.